Resonance area connection established. Stay safe in there, you two.
I'm getting used to this. Let's look for memory nodes.
Ambushed while we were separated from Master. My squad is all gone. Am I the only one left? I'll never make it back to the ship alone. Is this how it ends?
Lulu! Lulu! Can you hear me?
Master!
I was stranded during a mission. My master came to rescue me.
What happened to the rest of the squad?
You and I are all that's left.
I see. We'll at least bury them, won't we?
Not necessary. Think about how we'll get out of here.
The students and allies were dead, but he acted the same as always.
Eat. If you have a break, fuel up.
Did you make this, sir? Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's the matter?
This is awful. What is it?
It's called Odin. Are you insulting my homeland's food?
Odin? Isn't it supposed to be more flavorful than this?
Enough. Stop complaining. Be grateful you have anything.
Now I remember. His cooking was dangerously bad.
Sir, I can cook instead. I learned it, from someone. I promise I'll make something you like, so...
So what?
If you like what I make, I want you to answer a question.
Bargaining with me? What do you want to know?
Do you remember your fallen allies and students?
If you want to know, then do what you said you will.
And then I made a promise to him.
Lulu, connection strength is growing unstable. Return to base.
I guess that's all for today. Oh well. Let's go home. My master was from the Far East. He introduced me to Odin, a dish from that region. The Odin he made wasn't very good, though. So I decided to make him Odin he'd like, in exchange for an answer to a question. Did he remember the students he'd lost? I figured he wouldn't tell me if I just asked it normally. But to try to haggle with my master like that, I sure had some guts. That's not exactly the reason. Lots of people looked up to him, but that port was an embodiment of the law of the jungle. Fellow students, other ages, everyone was a rival in a battle for position. To be honest, there was almost no one I could trust there. But there was one person. A fellow student, an older girl who I could talk to. She taught me a lot about cooking and other household skills. She was the person I wanted to know if my master remembered. But I need some time before I can talk about that. I have to prepare myself for it. In the end, I never got a chance to cook for my master. It's a very old promise, but not being able to fulfill it still stings. You think I could still do it someday? I see. So that possibility still remains. Thanks. I'll think about how I can fulfill my promise.
Oh, origami off the bat again. Not a great start.
It's a hostile memory node. Use your god arcs on it.
Roger. Well, we're in for a rougher ride this time.
What's that shaking? Is it an earthquake?
Look at that. Is it a hurricane or something?
No. Those heavy clouds? I've never seen anything like it. They're like a wall of ash. Yeah, Ricardo, we just got a radio message from Gleipnir. Apparently origami are on the move everywhere. They'll be here any minute.
What did you say?
I'm sure you were just a kid, but you remember the calamity, right? Ash storms everywhere. All at once. Origami habitat suddenly changing. The satellite base I protected was in the middle of the predicted route for an origami stampede. There's no way anyone could have stopped them.
Keep coming!
Ricardo, you saved me.
Stop dawdling, Warner! Get Hilda out of here now!
That's crazy! We can't just leave you here!
Listen to me! Which one of us is more important to you? Defending this place is my duty. I'll do it this time.
No, I refuse. I can't leave a friend behind.
Warner, Ricardo, get on the trailer. We're leaving.
Ah! Damn it! Let go! Let go, Warner! Please! Just let go! I'm not done! I can fight! Let me defend this place!
That day changed the lives of everyone who survived.
Ricardo, connection unstable. Initiating disconnection sequence.
You, really keep seeing me at my most pathetic, don't you? Sorry, I wish I could show you memories that'd be more motivating for a young person. But, yeah, I'm not exactly cut out to be a hero. Come on, laugh. No, please. You should really learn to be a better judge of character. Anyway, the satellite base was destroyed, and Warner and the owner saved me. I barely escaped with my life. After that, I don't really remember much. But since the Governor General's son, Warner, was there, rescue teams from Gleipnir came running. And the owner and Warner, The light was gone from the eyes of those once happy dreamers. Somehow I knew that the spark would never return to them. After that... well, you know the rest of their stories, don't you? That day, the lives of the civilians at the base weren't all I failed to protect. I know I put too much of a burden on myself, but I just can't help thinking that way. Promise you won't tell the owner about this. Let's leave the past in the past. Well, that was another gloomy tale. I think I'll refresh myself with some serious cleaning. Why not give me a hand? I'll cook whatever you like for dinner if you join me.
Today, you'll be collecting food from the frozen plant. Once it is inspected at the camp, you'll return to base.
Sorry for dragging you into a personal mission of mine.
It's no trouble, and the owner gave her permission. Besides, we might get more tasty food on the menu, so this is important.
Thanks. Let's go. The stuff in there should be fresh. There it is, just as we'd hoped. Okay, let's find the rest of the food here. That's everything we need. A very successful hunt.
Congratulations. Please check the food at the camp. I can't wait to taste what you make. Do your best, Lulu.
Thanks. I will, Amy. Okay, let's turn this stuff into Odin. I don't know how it'll turn out. You willing to test it? What do you think? Is it tasty? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. I plan to make it for everyone on board soon. I'm sure it'd please my master. That is, if I ever get a chance to see him again. It's been a long time since I've cooked trial and error style like this with someone. Yes, overflowing with talent in cooking, sewing, and knowledge. I learned much from her. Master Go taught me how to survive in the field, but she taught me how to live as a human. My master told me to throw away my feelings, and so I tried, and lived my hardest as a warrior. Even so, I couldn't let go of the memories of the time she and I spent together. She's not here anymore, but she's still important to me, and I owe her my gratitude. It's all long in the past, and it might just be sentimentality, but even so, if she still has a place in my master's heart, if he still remembers her at all, if I knew that, then it would all feel better, somehow. But he didn't answer, so I'll never find out, no matter how deep into my mind we go. Even so, No matter how much the past rejects me, I won't forget my promise to my master. When you're here, I feel like I can keep going forward forever. Plus, as long as I'm moving forward, my master will be waiting for me, along with his god arc. So, this is the deepest area. I don't know what memory nodes will show us here, but let's go and find out.
My acceleration trigger! It's never been as bad!
This is from the acceleration trigger field test. It was just before I met all of you. This mission was so dangerous. Why would that memory be here?
It hurts! It's tearing me apart! I'm losing it! No! I won't die here! I choose to live!
Too many enemies. The acceleration trigger wiped out the squad. Looks like the only survivors are me and you, Lulu. We can't fight all of them. This could be our end.
No. I can't stop.
Lulu, you're barely managing to stay conscious. You asked me one day if I remembered my fallen students. A man can't defend everything. I have no more tears to shed. Maybe you saw me as a cold-hearted fighting machine. But I remember them. They're faint lights in my mind.
What?
I can only fight. I know of no other way to honor the dead. So I don't turn back, no matter how many bodies I step over. Slaughtering gods with this blade is the only way I can honor them.
Master, you fought with the memories of everyone in you. You talked when I was barely conscious. It's just like you. I feel the same way, Master. I'll turn those thoughts into strength to build a future.
I've decided. I will keep fighting.
This is core engage. I feel your strength more than ever. We've got this. Come on. Over the past and into the future. Thank you. You helped me recall a precious memory. The answer was inside me the whole time. I found the gem that was buried so long. I want to show my gratitude. What can I do for you? Something fun. Yeah. I decided to keep my eyes on the future. So something everyone can look back on and smile. Let's create happy memories. All my memories of living at Barren are bitter. The times I spent with you helping to blaze new trails seem kinda nice now that I look back. The path I took was the right one. I'll remain at your side whenever you need me. That's my first promise as I look toward the horizon. Will you take my hand? Thank you. I've got kitchen duty today, so I'm making oden for everyone. Don't spoil your appetite, okay? Master, I swear I'll find you one day, even though you'll probably just blow me off. But when that day comes, please let me fulfill my promise.
Okay, let's do a little warm-up. Though, I guess you probably won't even break a sweat.
Ash density is very low, and we've got beautiful weather today. Should be smooth sailing. There aren't that many origami responses, but don't be careless, okay?
Thanks, Amy. So, let's get cracking, shall we? Nice view, huh? I fought in this area before, way back. I was a wandering mercenary for several years after the calamity. I had nowhere to go, and nowhere to return to either. Since the whole world was covered in ash, us normal God-Eaters couldn't do much. It was hide in a port, manage ages, or fight outside the ash. I didn't want to join anyone, and there was no way I was going to be sending kids out to fight. So I wandered from place to place, looking for somewhere to live. Or die. That went on for years. Until one day the owner came and found me. She was aboard a new ash crawler. The Chrysanthemum.
Origami response is all clear. Good work out there.
We're done already? Sorry, but I want to take a look around. Can you give us a bit?
Oh? Sure, that's no problem.
Thanks. You don't mind hanging out a bit longer, do you? was roaming around as a mercenary, and the owner still went to the trouble to find me. She asked me to help realize the utopia she used to talk about. I went slack-jawed. That dream, the one I thought lost in the calamity, she was still chasing it. But I didn't feel like taking her up on her offer. My heart was twisted from what happened, and her choosing me stung somehow. So I tried to say no. But she told me she looked up my history and talents and had just the right job for me. It's just like her, right? She found hope and possibility, even in someone like me. I admired her confidence so much, and before I knew it, I'd signed up with her. And ever since, I've been running around for the port. It's been hectic, but fulfilling. But Warner wasn't with her anymore. I sometimes wonder if the two of them had worked together again on that shared dream. Don't you think they'd have come up with something even better than the ports we have now? I've done everything I could in the hopes that I could atone for my failures. That feeling never leaves me. Better. Yeah. Better. Right. You've never rested on your laurels, even with all your accomplishments. That utopia might still be waiting for us up ahead. That's what the owner must think too. You're saying it's not the time to stand still just yet, then? I messed up. I got so caught up in my worries that I thought I was at a dead end. I can't act like this in front of you or the owner. Not when you're always aiming higher. Thanks. And talking to you has given me a bit of a better grip on myself. So, what do you say we go and put my past where it belongs? You've come this far with me. You'll stick around to the end, right? I want to be able to hold my head up high and stand shoulder to shoulder with all of you. We're finally in the deepest area, huh? Well, let's do our thing. I already know what's waiting for us at the end, though. Ma'am, that major deal went through. They didn't look happy about it, but they agreed in the end.
Really? That's impressive, Ricardo. Your negotiation skills never fail to surprise me.
You're not the only one surprised. In some ways, this is even tougher than battling origami.
I'm sorry. I put too much on your shoulders.
Whoa, please don't get the wrong idea. That's not what I meant. My life has been so fulfilling since I came to Chrysanthemum. I really can't thank you enough.
So, Ricardo, do you mind if I ask you something? Why do you do so much for us?
What are you saying? You're the one who picked me.
Yes, that's true, but... you could find a much better deal than here with your skill set. But you volunteered to do whatever you can for me and the port. Why? What makes you go that far?
Well, What a cruel question. She was really wondering that, too. I avoided answering. I felt small, like I was in her debt. I really didn't know what to say. And there was something in my heart I felt I shouldn't say. But today, I plan to put the past behind me. You kids taught me that I still have a future to aim for. If we find that utopia, I'll answer that question and put her doubts to rest. So just you watch. I'm about to get rid of some real heavy baggage. So this is what core engage is like. Nice! Talk about refreshing. Let's move. I'll just stand there and eat my dust. Thanks for everything. I feel a lot lighter now, in more ways than one. I'm done calling myself sad or pathetic, and I'm done with making excuses. If you can use my help on your path forward, then say the word and I'll do whatever I can. I'll try not to disappoint you. It's good to be working together.
Nice to see you. I heard you succeeded in using core engage.
Hello, ma'am.
How was he? Inside the resonance area, I mean. Oh dear. Don't be so wicked, Ricardo.
Now look, don't Phym like that.
You're stronger now, isn't that right? Just don't overdo it, Ricardo. Chrysanthemum would fall apart without you.
Ma'am, may I ask you a question?
What is it?
Long ago, you hired me on because you said you had just the right job for me. But I'm sure someone of your resources could find any number of people to fill my spot. So, why did you come to me of all people?
Ah, you saw a bit of the past in your resonance area. You're right. There were others who could have helped me establish my port. But I knew you have something that none of the others had.
What could that be?
The willingness to defend your home with your life. On the day of the calamity, Werner and I would have died if you hadn't been there. I'll never forget how you tried to stay there, even though it'd mean your own death. You gave me the courage to make my dream a reality then.
Hilda, it isn't...
So I simply had to work with you. No one else would do. I can't use engage, but I believe that our hearts were bound by the same dream that day.
Thank you, Hilda.
The utopia I have envisioned is still a long way away. Chrysanthemum will keep growing. It'll get busier for you, Ricardo, but you've still got work left in you.
Just give me the word, ma'am. If you start slacking, these kids will shoot right past you, huh? I'll be a sure guard. I have a family to protect. And a future.
Come on, work with me. If this deal doesn't go through, they'll get rid of me for sure. Just get me intel on that adaptive armor stuff the Hounds have. That's all. We'll split the reward, 70-30. Deal?
This again? How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not interested in any deals with you.
Huh? It's not like you're getting nothing. With my connections and Baron's money, we'll be able to mass produce it way faster than them. Besides, you're the one who wants to make ultra-long-distance voyages so bad. What good does it do you to help out a bunch of snot-nosed brats like that?
You'd never understand.
Soma Schicksal. I found something interesting recently. There were some images in a pre-calamity data server salvaged from the Ashlands. The AI analysis said it was one of the 3 sages of the calamity, Soma Schicksal. A striking resemblance, wouldn't you say?
What about it?
I don't think it's just a coincidence. I looked up your history. There was nothing fishy, clean as can be. But if people who trust you saw this, well, do you think they'd still treat you the same?
Do whatever you want.
Bastard! Stuck-up punk! Just you wait! You! And all of the others! I'll bring you down together!